Hi, my name is Dr. Ami Dakshini and I'm a dermatologist. So, if you're ever wondering, standing in front of the mirror, should I use a facial oil or skip it? Don't worry, you're not alone. Facial oils are everywhere in skincare, and still there are so many misinformations about it on social media and otherwise. So let's today sit together, talk about these facial oils, decode them, understand how they help skin at the cellular level, what is good, what is not so good, and how you should use them on your skin. So, what facial oils really are? Oils are nothing but lipophilic substances which are occlusives. So, essentially, they occlude the layer of the skin so that there is no transepidermal water loss. So, there is no water evaporating from the skin, making the skin dry. Now, these natural oils are rich in certain phytochemicals, by which I mean free fatty acids, vitamins, antioxidants, and anti inflammatory agents. For example, the key two fatty acids which we generally see in oils are oleic acid, which is the heavier acid. So you see it in thicker and heavier molecules like almond oil, or you see it in coconut oil or avocado oil. Now these are wonderful for dry, mature skin, but not so much for acne-prone skin. On the other hand, some of these oils are lighter and they contain this light molecule called linoleic acid. Linoleic acid kind of mimics the sebum or the oil on the skin. It's much lighter, so it's great for oily and acne prone skin. But one needs to remember that oils are not moisturizers. They are just a part of the moisturizer. Moisturizers essentially need to hydrate the skin. So they are some that pull water from the air, from the surrounding, from your skin also, like your hyaluronic acid, glycerine, or aloe vera gel. Or a moisturizer could also be a emollient, which just bridges the gap between the skin cells. So oils are occlusives which prevent water loss and thereby keep our skin moisturized. So coconut oil on the skin, is it a blessing or not? Coconut oil is one of the heavier oils which are available in the natural environment. Now, coconut oil, when used, should always be used as cold pressed virgin coconut oil and not the refined oil. Coconut oil contains something called lauric acid. It is a free fatty acid, and this lauric acid is an excellent antibacterial, antifungal, and anti inflammatory agent. So, coconut oil works beautifully on the entire body, especially the intimate areas where there are chances of chafing as well as pigmentation. But you need to remember that it has a high comedogenic potential. It is almost 4 out of 5. And that is why, if used on an oily skin on the face, there is a tendency for the pores to get blocked. There could be exacerbation of the whiteheads or the blackheads, and at times you can get inflamed acne. So coconut oil, the virgin cold pressed coconut oil, is wonderful for dryness of the body, be it xerosis, be it conditions like atopic dermatitis or even psoriasis. You can use it below the neck, all over the body, immediately after bath to lock in the moisture, and again at night. So almond oil, is it a better moisturizer? Yes and no. Sweet almond oil contains a lot of antioxidants, vitamins, squalane, and oleic acid. So it's wonderful anti-inflammatory agent. It seals the dry areas. It's great for dry, mature skin because in its the way the fatty acids work, they stimulate elastin production and improve the elasticity of the skin. But for acnegenic skin, it may or may not work because still it's a heavier molecule. So ideally used all over the body, on the face to be used only by drier skin varieties and more mature skin. It's a great occlusive agent, but again, it's not a hydrant. It does not add moisture to the body. The only thing it does is it prevents water loss or transepidermal water loss from the skin. So we need to understand the difference between oils and moisturizers. Let's start with moisturizers. What are they? Moisturizers contain three active ingredients in general. One is a humectant, means the one that absorbs water from the environment. Second is an emollient, which bridges the gap between skin cells so that the skin becomes smoother. And third is the occlusive, which prevents water loss from the skin. So moisturizer is a combination generally of all these three elements, whereas oils are just the occlusive part of the moisturizer. So they are wonderful in preventing water loss from the skin. They help hydrate the skin if earlier you've put a hydrant or a moisturizer on the skin. On top of it, it will prevent its loss. So that is the basic difference. But one needs to understand that if one has to use a moisturizer as well as an oil together, how do you use them? Remember, always use your hydrant or your moisturizer first, the one that contains a lot of, say, hyaluronic acid, glycerin, or aloe vera gel. Over that, you layer your oil so that that hydration does not evaporate easily from the skin. When you start using oils, it's essential to understand that in course of your skincare routine, oils should be the last to apply just before your sunscreen or your makeup. So let's understand when is the ideal time to use the oils, day or night or both. Now, as I said, oils are heavier and should be used for skin barrier repair generally. So I prefer using oils at night, especially if you're using on your face. If you're using it on your body, it's ideally used twice a day, immediately after shower within 30 to 60 seconds of taking a bath to lock in the moisture, and again repeated at night. But for your face, it's best to use heavier oils at night, like your coconut oil, your almond oil. But if you have lighter oils like squalane or rosehip oils, you can use it twice a day. These oils mimic the sebum content of our own skin, so it keeps the skin healthier, especially if you have acne prone skin or you have allergies or rosacea on the skin. It really helps bridge that barrier and lock in the moisture so that you feel fresher throughout the day. So choose the right oil for what indication you need it and apply it accordingly. So these oils are wonderful for skin, but we need to also understand when we should not be indulging in them regularly. The first is when you've got an outbreak of acne. Generally, the heavy oils like coconut, avocado, almond oils are not to be used when you have an acne breakout or you have oily skin. At that time, you can use oils like rosehip or squalane, which then help settle the sebum production in the skin. Second is when you have fungal infections. At that time, we avoid heavy oils because they can exacerbate inflammation at that time. In conditions like rosacea, you avoid oils which contain essential oils in them like peppermint or tea tree oils because that can irritate the skin further, especially when you're exposed to sunlight. You need to avoid oils generally in hot, humid weathers because it can become greasy or sticky. Other than that, it's safe to use oils on your face, on your body, and your scalp. So, oils are great supportive elements to your skincare routine, but they are not essential. They work beautifully if you know what is right for you. So, choose carefully. Important to understand and listen to your skin and not skincare trends. In case you have any further questions regarding facial and body oil, please drop in a question below. Please hit like, subscribe, and always connect with us for essential skincare healthy tips as well as any other questions that you have. In case you are still confused, do consult your dermatologist and always remember to do a patch test when you use essential oils.